Poverty isn't just about empty bank accounts. It's an invisible system designed to keep you trapped forever. Millions work tirelessly every single day, yet they somehow end up falling even further behind in life. Today, we will uncover the harsh reality of why poor people stay poor and how to escape. The first hidden barrier is the actual cost of poverty, because being poor is incredibly, overwhelmingly expensive. When you cannot afford quality items up front, you end up buying cheap replacements over and over again. A reliable car saves money long term, but a cheap, broken vehicle constantly drains your limited cash reserves. This is the boot theory of economics, where the wealthy buy once while the poor pay continuously. Beyond daily expenses, the financial industry aggressively targets low-income individuals with heavily predatory and unfair lending practices. Payday loans and exorbitant overdraft fees act as an inescapable tax on anyone who is already struggling. Instead of building wealth, you are forced to pay a premium simply for the basic right to exist. But the financial drain is only half the battle. The psychological toll of poverty is equally devastating. When your brain is hyper-focused on surviving today, it simply cannot plan for a financially successful tomorrow. This creates a scarcity mindset, where immediate needs completely overshadow any potential for future growth or development. You cannot realistically focus on building a 5-year career plan when you cannot pay this month's rent. Consequently, people in poverty often make financial decisions that look irrational to outsiders, but make perfect survival sense. An occasional small luxury provides a brief moment of joy in a life otherwise filled with endless stress. Unfortunately, these small coping mechanisms ultimately keep you tethered to the very cycle you desperately want to escape. Another massive factor is your environment, as we are shaped by the people and opportunities surrounding us daily. Growing up in a low-income neighborhood means attending underfunded schools with far fewer resources and active mentors. Without proper guidance, young people often lack the fundamental financial literacy required to navigate the modern economic world. You are repeatedly taught how to work incredibly hard for money, but never how to make money work. The cycle continues across generations, passing down the exact same limiting beliefs and poor financial habits repeatedly. So the burning question remains, if the entire economic system is genuinely rigged, how do you actually escape? Breaking out of poverty requires a radical shift in both your daily actions and your underlying mental framework. It begins with acknowledging the harsh reality of your situation without letting it permanently define your entire identity. The first actionable step is meticulously tracking every single penny that enters and leaves your personal bank account. You absolutely cannot plug the holes in a sinking ship if you have no idea where the leaks are. Establish a strict, non-negotiable budget, because this is your definitive roadmap to gaining control over your financial life. Next, you must build a starter emergency fund, even if it is just a few $100s initially. That small financial safety net prevents a flat tire from forcing you back into a disastrous payday loan cycle. Once you are relatively stabilized, the most critical phase begins, actively dismantling your own deeply ingrained scarcity mindset. You have to consciously transition from a mode of pure survival into a mindset focused entirely on long-term growth. Stop obsessively asking how to stretch a single dollar and start asking how you can actively earn 10 more. The fastest, most effective way to increase your income is by upgrading your skills and expanding your personal value. We live in an incredible era where extremely high-income skills can be learned entirely for free online today. Coding, digital marketing, and sales are highly lucrative abilities that do not strictly require a traditional university degree. Dedicate 1 uninterrupted hour every single night to learning a skill that the marketplace highly values and financially rewards. Consistency is the ultimate key here. Small, daily investments in your own education compound massively over long periods. As your income gradually increases, you must fiercely resist the overwhelming temptation of lifestyle creep and unnecessary spending. Do not instantly buy a better car or bigger apartment the very moment your paycheck sees a noticeable increase. Maintain your previous standard of living and aggressively funnel that new extra money directly toward your outstanding debts. High-interest consumer debt is a literal financial parasite that will constantly eat away at your future if left unchecked. Use the snowball or avalanche method to systematically eliminate your outstanding loans and finally regain your total financial freedom. When you finally clear those suffocating debts, you will experience a profound sense of psychological relief and new possibility. Now, the precious money that previously enriched the predatory banks can finally be used to build your own future. At this critical stage, your focus shifts entirely from debt elimination toward the active creation of real, lasting wealth. True wealth is not built by merely saving cash, because inflation will constantly erode its purchasing power in secret. You must begin investing your money into productive assets that appreciate in value and generate consistent passive monthly income. Index funds, real estate, and starting a small business are proven pathways to achieving sustainable, long-term financial independence. Do not be intimidated by the concept of investing. You can start incredibly small and let compound interest do the work. Always remember, the wealthy use their money to buy time, while the poor are forced to sell their time for money. Your ultimate financial goal is to reach a distinct point where your money actually earns more than your physical labor. Escaping poverty also requires you to critically evaluate your social circle and the specific relationships you maintain every day. You are inevitably the combined average of the 5 people you choose to spend the majority of your valuable time with. If your closest friends are perfectly content with staying broke and constantly complaining, their negative mindset will inevitably infect you. Seek out individuals who are highly ambitious, financially responsible, and actively working towards improving their own daily life circumstances. Mentorship is an incredibly powerful shortcut, allowing you to learn directly from those who have already successfully climbed out of the trap. Along this difficult journey, you will inevitably face massive setbacks, unexpected financial emergencies, and moments of severe personal self-doubt. The poverty cycle is remarkably stubborn, and permanently breaking its grip requires an almost unreasonable level of personal mental resilience. Never view a temporary, unavoidable failure as definitive proof that you are somehow destined to remain in poverty forever. Instead, intentionally treat every single mistake as a highly valuable lesson that directly prepares you for the next major challenge. Understand clearly that you are fighting an uphill battle against systemic societal disadvantages and years of deeply ingrained personal habits. But millions of ordinary people have stood exactly where you are right now, and they successfully managed to break free. They absolutely did not rely on random luck or a winning lottery ticket. They relied on relentless discipline and calculated strategy. It might literally take years of grueling, entirely unglamorous hard work before you finally see the massive results you truly desire. But the exact moment you cross that threshold to lasting financial stability, the entire painful struggle becomes completely worth it. You are not just quietly saving yourself, you are fundamentally altering the economic trajectory of your entire future family forever. True generational wealth begins the moment when one brave person simply decides to finally stop the cycle of poverty in its tracks. Take that pivotal first step today. Actively track your money, learn a valuable skill, and utterly refuse to accept the trap. Your ultimate financial freedom is entirely possible, but you must be the one to actively step up and claim it right now. If you found this valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe for more financial strategies. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.